The crowd gasps as you best Button, bringing him to his knees. I yield, he cries. You've beaten King Button, so I offer you a boon. What can my kingdom do? We need to get upstairs, the collector offers, to get over to the crooked bone. Button nods knowingly. I can grant you passage, but there is one task I will ask of you first. Can you take care of a pest problem? For Mind Thief, play Scenario 7, Mind Control. All others, play Scenario 6, Pest Control. Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome back to Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. That was the story if you happen to beat King Button in the last scenario, Scenario 5, Buttons Arena, which you would play no matter what character you're playing as. This is, of course, our Cragheart run. It took me 5 times to beat that, plus my recording, so 6 really. Beat it on the 6th run. Take out Button first. That would be my #1 thing to say. And then with Cragheart, if you're playing as him, try to get that Retaliate up as best as you can. I actually use, this right here, Lumbering Bash. I put that up and just left it on my character for pretty much the entire second half of my playthrough, because that Rendering Beetle will come up and hit you, and at least I'll constantly be doing damage to it. So take out Button first, then take out the Sorcerer, and then just kind of chip away at the beetle and let your Retaliate do the rest, and just crossing fingers for good rolls is really what it is. So he is done. He is defeated. There actually is a exclusive scenario that I hope to get at some point that comes between Scenario 5 and then either 6 or 7, depending on who you play as. It was one that was given out on, I guess, like conventions and everything. I think it's pretty cool. I'd like to try to get that in my hand at one point and then, play it for you guys, or at least play it for myself because it's fun. But otherwise we are moving on to Pest Control, which is right here with our Cragheart. Let's read our story to go in, and then we'll talk about all of our setup. You may have noticed, Button ornates, leading you away from the arena to a rear door in the back of the tavern. We seem to be overrun by pests recently. If you can clear them out of the storeroom, I will give you access to our dumbwaiter to go upstairs. Monsters, harrowing infestation, sewer rat, and spitting moth. Goal, defeat all monsters. All right, so this is still a level 2 scenario. So that is our level for this one. The next mission we do will be level 3, which is going to be very interesting. So for level 2, our health is set at 13. We still can only bring 1 additional item into the battle. Once we get to level 3, we'll be able to actually carry 2 pouch items into the fight here. So the pouch item I'm bringing is the drop of clear water. During your turn, I can spend an ice or a air. I use it for jump at times, to remove 1 negative condition. There are various negative conditions that I do not like, and I like to have the ability to be able to get rid of it should I, come across it. I also have the Venomous Fang. That was another thing I did to make me win, by the way. I forgot about that. I was able to poison the beetle as well, which enabled me to always get at least 1 hit on him regardless. So very useful as well. And then the Button Shield, during an enemy's attack, I can gain 1 shield as well. So these are really good. Got my Fang and my Shield, which is going to be great. I don't do many melee attacks, but what I do have will be good. It's kind of what I'm going to do here as well. And I'll explain that once I get over to my cards. As far as our level 2 modifier board goes, same thing from the last time. We got a whole bunch of 2s. We got a muddle over here. It's kind of keeping away from the minuses because that's, of course, all minus. But, very good chance on almost every round right here to do some type of additional damage. Just wait till you see level 3. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys level 3. Now, as far as our cards go, because we are level 2, we're allowed to exchange 1 level 1 card for 1 level 2 card. And what I am going to do is we're going to put these back, and I am going to replace, these 3 are going to my hand, Kinetic Assault is going to exchange for Lumbering Bash. Now, the big thing between these 2, as you can see, first off is, 1, I get to immediately put some type of earth into the air arena. That's going to be fantastic to have. I'm going to be able to move 2 and attack 5. I want to get there and do as much damage as I can to some of these characters as soon as I can. So that's great. Or I could use the bottom part, which is a Retaliate 2 at range 3, which is the same, but Kinetic Assault goes away at the end of a round, whereas Lumbering Bash, I can literally leave out for the entire round. And this is kind of like, this is what I realized how great this card is, because by the end of it, if you only have like one enemy left, play this, leave it there for the rest of the game, and then hopefully just kind of survive with the cards that you have and go from there. On the other side, Rock Tunnel becomes Dig Pit. You still get to enhance yourself, and the next time an enemy, yeah, so this is all the same as well. This is like a trap that gets set up, but in addition to the 3 damage, it's muddle and immobilize, so they can't even move, which is fantastic. But again, this is a one-time trigger. You put it down. The moment it gets triggered, the card goes to your discard pile. And then on the bottom, this is also really fantastic. The big difference between these two is that this enables you to basically go invisible. That's what this is, invisible. Enemies will not target you so long as you're invisible. Now, if I can get this out before any of the enemies go, then they will not target me for that round, and I kind of buy around. The big negative for this, as you could already see, is I have quite a low initiative now. So 41 to 78 for Dig Pit and Rock Tunnel, and then just to throw it back up there again. Sorry, future editing me. 19 and 85 for Lumbering Bash. Yes, Kinetic Assault was fantastic for low initiative, but I would rather have the extra movement, the extra speed, the extra movement, the extra damage, and then the extra elemental in addition to the field. So those are my cards for this battle. Moving myself over here to our enemies, we do have our Harrowing Infestation. That is a 7, 16, and 38. This game will most likely always be going ahead of me, so I really got to watch it. My biggest problem with it is it does have a retaliate of 1, so if I do melee damage to it, it will muddle me every time, plus do 1 damage, so I got to be careful. Plus, it's constantly healing, so I'm determining if I want to take this out first or this one, the Spitting Moth, because this guy, he's flying, so he can go wherever he wants. The traps and everything don't affect him. He does have, whenever he attacks me, I get muddled, and he does have a chance of poisoning me if he does roll a 27. Now, if he poisons me and goes first, he puts air into the room, which I can use my clear water to get rid of. But that's still a chance, and I'm not sure I want to take it. I want to see how this kind of plays off and everything with him. And finally, we have the Sewer Rat. Of course, we're going to have like mice and things like that. That's why it's infestations. 16 health, a lot of health. A lot of poison on this as well. Could possibly heal it. This might be the last one I go after. From what I've realized with a lot of these, go after the lowest health enemy first. Knock that out as fast as you can, while hopefully doing some AoE damage against everything else. This actually stays up here on the top for their modifiers, and we have our, map right here. So let's go ahead and we put the Harrowing Infestation right up over here. We would then put the Infected Moth down over this way. I don't like that these cards bend a little bit, but it is what it is. Right there for the Sewer Rat, and our Cragheart starts on the bottom. Now, this is another reason why I say the Spitting Moth, because Spitting Moth, I can kind of run over this way and take it out fairly quickly, and that would mean that these guys would have to move in on me. If I can push somebody into the trap in the center there, that would be great, because it does 1 damage and poisons, plus then it pulls them closer to objects, which I can use some of my cards in order to do AoE attacks and try to hit them all at the same time. So that is my goal. That is my idea that I'd like to do. Let us start pest control and hope for, some lucky rolls, because in all honesty, that's 50% of your game. If you roll bad, you're going to do bad. All right, so we will be starting with Lumbering Bash and Dirt Tornado. My initiative is 82, so we'll just throw them up this way, Dirt Tornado, Lumbering Bash. I'm going to be going pretty much slower than everything here, but it'll put them into position in order to hopefully be able to do something next turn. Ideally, the course would be moving 3 and then, of course, doing a massive damage attack against the Spitting Moth. We do generate Earth into the field because of Lumbering Bash. However, it is possible, depending on where they move, I may get off a Dirt Tornado, which may be even better because I can absorb the Earth in here to do an additional damage. So it's 1 damage, it's actually 2 damage to a huge area here, pushing all things pushing it away because it's a tornado, obviously, and then muddling them, which would not be bad for the next round. So, and if I do this, then I will put down Lumbering Bash for that next round. So only this will come back to my hand. And then anything that comes back into my area will be able to get retaliated. So maybe I'll do that. So we'll see where they move. Not always a bad thing going later in a round for sure. So that is our strategy. All right, well, we start from top to bottom. So let's go with the Harrowing Infestation plus. So he moves at a 38. Next, we have the Spitting Moth, which is a circle right there at a 52. Again, everyone goes before me. And finally, a circle, a 41 for the Sewer Rat. So it's Harrowing Infestation, Sewer Rat, Spitting Moth. All right, so the Harrowing Infestation is going to move 2. It's going to go 1, 2 towards me. If I was in range, he would do 2 damage. If he was doing that damage, he would actually absorb any element in the room to do an additional damage and muddle. The enemies will not absorb anything in the room if it does not benefit them. So unfortunately for him, he moves 2. That is all he is going to do. Now, problem here, we have the Sewer Rat who's going to go 1, 2, probably come along back this way is really like, ideally would be the fastest way, right? He's there, 1, 1. No, I'm going to have him go this way too. So we'll go 1, 2 there. Oh, I'm sorry. He strikes. No, it's 3. I'm reading the wrong one. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to hit me for 3. So let's see how he does here with his. He rolls a circle, so he hits me for 3 damage. So I'm going to immediately know that's 3 damage. We'll move that down so I can remember for the next turn. I am going to immediately exhaust my button shield. So we'll use that. So I only take 2 damage, bringing myself to 11. So that's actually not the worst thing that could happen. Yeah, okay, good. And now the Spitting Moth, it's a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. So he really only needs to move 1. And I am within range 3 of him right now. So he's going to do a 2 damage attack at me. Yeah, and this is going to muddle me, which is awful, but it is what it is. Oh, a plus! So it's 2 damage. Oh, really? Ow! 4 damage. 1. Oh, this is not looking good so far. 2, 3, 4. I am already at 7, and I am muddled. So that means I roll twice and take the lowest on my next attack. Sorry, it's all attacks for the round that I would be taking a muddle on. However, let's move this down 1 so I don't forget to do that. If I look at this, I can't hit them all here. I can hit, I can hit these 2 for sure. Can absorb that to do at least 2 damage to them, and it pushes them back 2. Yeah, so I have a range 2 of here, so I can target this square or this hex right here, and then I can hit the Harrowing Infestation and the Spitting Moth with both of that. So that's 1 damage plus 1 damage plus whatever I roll on this. So let's do, whoops, come back here, you. We're going to go back there. We're going to absorb the earth in order to be able to gain at least 1 additional damage. Circle. So if I roll a plus or a circle, that's great. Come on. Circle. Okay, good. So I roll twice. The worst at that is a 0. So that's still normal. So both of these guys are going to be taking 2 damage. And then I don't push them. I thought I pushed them, but they are muddled. You know what? That doesn't really even matter. All right. I thought I really did push them, but I did not. So at least this goes down to a 6 and green goes down to 7. So at least that's a little bit of something right there. All right. So they are both muddled, which doesn't matter because muddle goes away at the end of the turn anyway. I am going to leave Lumbering Bash up and active. Because I use the top part here and then the bottom. Unfortunately, these 2 are already within range of me, so maybe I got to move out of here. I'd rather get it to the point where I can get away from most of these things. This will flip over here, get some air into it. Man, all right, well now I'm no longer muddled because it is the end of turn, and at least putting air into the field will enable me to get rid of muddled should I need be. All right, we're going to go with Explosive Punch and Rock Slide for this round. I'm going to go with the 28 initiative to try to get as fast as I can. I don't think I'm going to beat the... Well, I could beat the Moth. I could beat the Sewer Rat. The Harrowing Infestation will be tough to beat, but that's fine because I kind of wanted to move forward. This is basically a 3 attack plus 1 if the target is adjacent to an obstacle. Oh no, I'm using the Rock Slide. Choose an object within 3 spaces. All enemies adjacent to the chosen objects will be taking damage. So if I can get this guy at least a little bit closer, or maybe the Moth a little bit closer. Oh, man, I need to get them a little bit closer. But this is what I'm going to do for right now. This is going to be my run for the turn. If I need to run and set up the trap that way, that would be even better. So we shall see what happens. I gotta remember my Venomous Fang too if I do a melee attack. So plus right now for the Harrowing Infestation, as I would do, him being the first enemy, second enemy, a minus, so the Spitting Moth will go ahead of me, okay. And finally, another minus. Yeah, I figured the Sewer Rat would go first. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, this actually doesn't work out so bad. The Spitting Moth will be putting air into the field immediately, regardless of anything. Even though it happens later, as soon as I know that this is the row that it's going to be going off of, it'll put the air into the room, which is great because Sewer Rat's going to go first. He has a movement of 2. He's going to go 1, 2. He does have a Retaliate of Poison, but the Retaliate does not have any range to it. So if I do my special ability, I'm not next to him, I will not get poisoned. Fantastic. Secondly, the Moth is going to go. It has a range of 4, so it's going to hit me. It's not going to move. It's going to do 1 damage, and then it's going to poison me, unfortunately, but then it is also going to muddle me. I will be able to take off the, the muddle, if I can absorb the air in the room. I'd rather take off the muddle than the poison, because at least if I take off the muddle, then I can roll and be fine with it. Plus, if I get this out of here, then the Harrowing Infection will not muddle me anyway. All right, and then Spitting Moth will do a circle, which is 1. So that will be down to 6 health for my Craghearts. Everyone, hope, hope, hope. Oh, and actually, technically, the, the Sewer Rat moved into position, so that triggered this to do a damage of 2, which I believe, I wonder what, is there an order? Does this have to go? Because here's the thing, it's within 3, he would take 2 damage, however, he would then heal himself 2. That's probably what happened. He probably dealt the 2 damage when he moved into me, and then he healed himself 2 back up. So, a little bit of a waste, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. Choose an object within range 3. All enemies are around the adjacent obstacle take damage, so a 3 hit. Choosing this bottle right in front of me. I don't think this gets disadvantage because it's choosing an object within 3 and then everything around it takes damage. This isn't a ranged attack of sorts. It's very, very odd on that. I kind of wish this was here, so this way I could add +1 to all my attacks this round, but, you know, it is what it is. I am going to be moving as well to try to get away from stuff. But let's go after the Harrowing Infection first. So, yeah, I didn't do any other damage. So there's a possibility I could do a pretty decent amount of damage to this thing. Well, first things first as well, I'm muddled and I am poisoned, but I am going to remove the muddle status by absorbing the air. And the only way to get rid of the poison then is to either have another use of this drop of clear water or to heal myself, which healing myself sounds great, but you know, plus, that's 2 points. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, so we're going after green right here. 3, 4, 5. So this goes down 1, 2, 3, 2 health. That is awesome. All right, so we'll move this down and we'll do another damage against purple, which is -1. So that would be 2 damage against this thing again, down to 14. So I think in either case, that's where it is. All right, now that I did that, we'll move this down 1 more time. I do get a movement of 3, so I'm actually gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, and move myself up over here. I'm away from the Harrowing Infestation over here. I'm next to the Sewer Rat, but I think I can go faster than that because now these two flip over for a 29 and a 61, and that one heals me, but that's also move and attack. I love moving and attacking, so let's see what we got. All right, so I do get the air in the room from Avalanche, and then I'm going to play Rumbling, Advance, and Dig Pit, so I will get Earth in that as well. A few different options here, moving and attacking, which is always great, or I can heal myself to get rid of the poison. I also plan on using this to get rid of the poison as well, so that would be a double heal of sorts. Dig Pit is another trap, and I'll be able to empower myself, or strengthen, whatever it is. That's advantage, basically, so I roll twice and take the better of the two. And then the trap is the next time somebody moves within 2x's, 3 damage, muddled, and immobilized, which is great as well. Let's see, what else do we have? And then I can make myself invisible, move to, and immobilize all adjacent enemies. Problem with immobilize is like they can't move then for the rest of that round, so I don't think they would anyway. So kind of weird that oh no, it's at the end of their next turn that would go away. Actually, it's the end of their next turn that it all goes away. So you would be muddled and you would be muddled. So that's good. So it's the end of this round that these guys would not be muddled anymore. All right, I got to remember that. It's the next round, next, not the end of current turn, next turn. Fantastic. All right, here we go. Let's see what order they go in. First off, we have a minus right here. So he is a 7. Great. Great. The one right next to me is running at a 7. He's probably going to kill me. What else we have? Another minus 27. That's 2 going before me. And let's just 3 for 3. 41. All right, good. I go faster than the sewer. Actually, no, the sewer rat's the one that's next to me. So green and blue go before me. I never did a physical attack against him, so he didn't actually get his retaliate muddle off of me anyway. Problem, though, is that he's going to go first. He has a range 3, an attack of range 3 that muddles, and that's going to be hitting me. I'm sorry, attack of 1 range 3. He is going to heal himself for 2, so we'll put that back up to 4. That's when I wish I had poisoned him, because then the poison would go away and not the damage. But he is going to attack. I did do that. I gotta remember to bring these down. Gotta remember to bring them down. -1 doesn't do any damage. However, I am still muddled by rules of the game, because that's going to happen regardless, and because I'm poisoned, I am taking a damage regardless of anything. Yeah, rules of the game is even if they miss their attack completely, they still do whatever status effects on you they have. So, not fun, not good, but I should be able to hopefully do something. All right, well, it's a spinning moth's turn anyway. Am I 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3. I am exactly 4 away. I'm already poisoned, but it's going to spit at me from the distance regardless. God, job, blah, blah, blah. All right, doing 1 damage, and of course I'm poisoned, so regardless, it's going to do 1 damage. It's going to do 2 damage. It's going to do 3 damage to me. Oh, are you kidding? All right, so I'm at 2 health right now. That's terrible. Okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be a setup turn for everything else. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to absorb this air in order to remove the poison condition, in which case I'm going to go ahead and heal myself for 3 with Rumbling Advance. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm back up to 5. That's discarded, so we'll just move that over to the side for right now. Next is Dig Pit. I've used the top, so I got to use the bottom. I'm invisible, which is great, so positive conditions, hooray. I get to move 2, and then all adjacent enemies are immobile, which means they can't move for the next round. So I can go 1, 2. I guess I can go next to the Harrowing Infestation and go from there. I didn't roll twice for the Harrowing Infestation because Muddle is you take the worst of it, and I rolled a minus, so that was the worst thing to be anyway. The Sewer Rat right here, who I'm technically next to, he would be the one that would be immobilized. He isn't going to do anything because I am invisible. He cannot see me, which is great. However, he does lose Muddle. You would lose Muddle because it's the end of the turn, but you are immobilized for your full next turn, which means I can run away and you can't chase me. The problem is that you have such... Your initiatives are higher than mine. Yeah, it's going to be bad either way. Actually, no. I'm invisible for the rest of this next turn, so hooray, hurrah. Am I muddled anymore? I'm going to say no. Doesn't matter, because I'm not going to really do too much anyway. So, Dig Pit then goes to my discard pile. I only have 2 cards left, but because I am invisible, no one's going to really target me at all for the rest of this round, which is good. What do I got? I got Crater and Avalanche, both of which are fantastic things to do. I need to get out of the way, move to jump, and then I can absorb Earth. There is nothing in the room right now, so that doesn't matter. Wish there was some Earth. There is some air from my thing. Man, this is where I wish I had my Earth in there. No one can produce Earth, and I can't do anything to make Earth either. These are physical attacks, so maybe I can poison something this turn and then run away. Maybe that's not a bad idea. In either event, let's see where all of they go. So we got plus at a 38. And again, they're not going to probably do anything this turn because I am invisible and none of these things, as far as I can tell, can sense invisibility. And invisible literally says cannot be targeted, remove at the end of next turn. So at the end of my next turn, it just goes. You will heal yourself though. So I guess stuff like that will happen. Anyway, I do have a 61 initiative, so it's very high. The sewer rat is going to heal 2, so back up to its full health of 16. This is going to be the problem for sure. He can't move, not that he would anyway, but he also can't target me, so and I'm not going to hit him with anything because he'll be retaliating against me. The next would go is green, the infestation. You have 4 health, but you have no one to target to, so you don't know where to move. You can't attack. That's fine. Let's see what I get to do. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Crater first, and then I'm going to push the other guy away from me. I want to move from here, but there's nothing really good in terms of moving. Crater is really good because based on where I am, if I get a plus, which is possible, 1/3 of the dice, I could kill the Harrowing Infestation. It has 4 health left. And then if I do the 3 damage plus the 1, I kill it. So here we go. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Come on, give me a plus. Give me a plus. That is a circle. That's 3 damage. So that goes down to 1 health. That's not going to be good for me for sure. But then I can use the avalanche. I can either run away, taking 2 and just kind of going to the side, getting a little bit further away from the spitting moth, getting a little bit further away from the sewer rats. Because I have to do a long rest. I need to do a long rest next turn. Or else I am messed up. I gotta move. I just gotta do a basic move. I can go 1, 2, and go backwards, push myself into a corner, and then long rest, but everyone's gonna go before me, so we'll see what happens, because both of these now go to my discard pile, and I am cardless. All right, so with that in mind there, I'm taking a 99 initiative in order to gain my rest. I am no longer invisible. Visibility is the thing to use if you need the long rest. I realized that would have been great to have right now so I could get away with it all. Minus, you're at a 7. I think that hits me, so boo. Minus, you're at a 27. Fantastic, of course. And also a minus at a 3. Oh, so they would all go before me regardless anyway. Okay, here we go. What do we got? So the first one that's going to go is the purple sewer rat. Movement of 2, retaliate 2, heal 2, so he will actually just kind of move right up next to me. He's not going to do anything, so praise be to that, I guess. Green has no movement. An attack at 3, I am out of range, which is even better. Problem is he heals himself, so he's back up to 3 health. That stinks. And then the spitting moth has a range of 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm in it. Yeah, I'm in it. 4 is pretty much the entire. Unless they're down the bottom and I'm up here, they're going to hit me regardless of anything. Air was in the room, which doesn't really matter at this point. It will poison me and do 1 damage. So minus. We already were on that one. It was right here. So he does nothing. So that's fine. We'll push that back up. Always remember that's the one problem I have with this is constantly forgetting to move that back and forth. However, it is my turn now. It says during your turn, I can remove, I can spend that. So I'm going to spend the air and remove that negative. And now I have to determine which one of these cards I need to forget to completely lose in order to keep going. I've determined I'm going to get rid of Rock Slide. Rock Slide and Crater are the ones that I will be losing. So one annoying thing about this game is that whenever you lose a card, you technically lose 2 cards every time. So I wish it should have been more of like lose the ability to use side A. So now I can only use side B on here, but you know, you lost a card completely. So that's technically on this side out of the game, but I'm just going to remove it completely. All right, so based on where I am, and again, hopefully I'll be able to take something out quickly. Explosive Punch and Lumbering Bash. If I roll a plus, again, I can kill the Spitting Moth, which is great. I have an initiative of 28, so I can move 3 to the Moth, and then it says I can move 2, so I'll probably even move 1 over anyway, and then do a 5 attack at this thing. I do put some earth into the field, which doesn't matter. I have nothing to absorb it. But at the very least, I'll be able to get around and hit it. If I do the ×2, I'll do 10 damage to that thing and get rid of it completely. That's the hope. That's the pray. Always got to hope for those good rolls. Speaking of which, let's get some good rolls here so I don't have to go. Oh, that's a 7. He's probably not going to do anything. He's going to muddle me again or something. The plus for, okay, 87 for the moth. I'll go before it at least. And then I need a circle or better. Get a minus. Beautiful. Sewer Rat is going to do nothing. Actually, it's better off this way. He does lose his immobile. However, as a 3, he will go first. Movement of 2. He's already next to me. He's not going to move anymore. Retaliate of 2. I'm not hitting him. And then he heals 2. He's already at full health. So his turn is done. Harrowing Infestation. Pretty much the same thing. I'm out of his range. He doesn't move, but he does heal for 2. So putting him back up there. And that's that. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. And then I do get 1 more movement. So we'll just move all the way over here to the starting position of the Spitting Moth and pray for a plus. Pray for a plus. There it is. There it is. Fantastic. We got ourselves our plus, which does double damage. All right, beautiful. That knocks this guy out completely in the dead zone, which is awesome. That is 1 less creature that we have to worry about. Fantastic. Let's just get rid of it all together. We'll bring these guys down. I'll move this up here. And there we go. All right, so now we got 2 enemies to deal with. It is the end of the round, so these flip back over, come to my hand. This is done. I also forgot that I do gain back my shield, so that's good. Put that there, put that there. I got all my stuff ready to go. All right, what are we doing? All right, we're going to try a 1-2 punch here with Rumbling Advance and Dirt Tornado. I have an initiative 29. Ideally, what I could do is I could run in, hit the Harrowing Infestation. These guys are probably going to go before me at a 29, most likely. Then this guy may move in further, and I'll be able to do the Dirt Tornado in order to do major damage. I do have some earth in the field from the Rumbling Advance. All right, let's see what their initiatives are. So we have for the Harrowing Infestation, a 16. Yeah, I figured he was going to go. That's actually probably better off that way, honestly. And then a minus, a 3 for the Sewer Rat. Okay, of course they go beforehand. All right, Sewer Rat moves. He's not going to move into there. So he will move 1, 2 that way. He won't move into the trap. It doesn't make any sense for him to move into the trap. As far as this guy goes, he'll go 1, 2. He'll hit me for 2. And then, of course, he's going to heal himself for 1, 2, 3. Man, I had him down so much. Oh, that's what's going to kill me right there. Speaking of that's what's going to kill me. Yay? No? All right, well, it just does 2 damage. So I am at 3 now. Oh, joy. All right, well, at least for this, I can go ahead and Dirt Tornado first. And then see what I can do about hitting everything else. I'm going to have to re-hit the... I don't have any status on me, but if I Dirt Tornado, I can do some additional damage because I'm going to absorb the earth. Yeah, I should heal myself, but this is the best thing I can do right now. I want to deal out some damage. So we're going to target like one of these 2 spots over here, and it's going to hit everything. I should be able to hit them both. Yes, if I target the bottle here, I can hit both of them. So let's start with the bottom rung here. We'll go after the Sewer Rat first. First roll is a minus, so it's -2, so I do nothing to the Sewer Rat, but he is muddled, so that's a thing. And now we'll do the next attack, which is a circle, which this would have jumped up here, by the way, doing 2 damage to the Harrowing Infestation, down to a 6. And he is also muddled. Do I have any more muddled? Yes, there we go. He is muddled as well. And then just going to move over 1. I've used this, so that'll go down 1 again. And I'll do another 2 attack against him. Yes, he's going to muddle me at the end of it, but I get the attack first before I am muddled, which is a minus. this is the level of frustration. This is the level of frustration with this game because I'm doing the attacks. Things are happening, but I'm not hitting. I'm rolling. Oh, God, I can't help it. I can't help it. All right, that's there. This comes into my hand, and I need to play Avalanche and Dirt Dig Pit because those are my last two cards in my hand. At this point, they're just probably going to kill me, so it is what it is at this point. No, you're over here. All right, our first one is 16, and our next one is, can you please just go? I've destroyed everything right now through my own frustrations. Come on. Up, up, up. I don't even remember if that's where he was. Plus, all right, so Sewer Rat's an 80. So he'll actually go after me. Hooray, the one all the way over here. No, you were down here. That's right, you were down on that one. Okay, there we go. All right, so he's going to attack first. There is some air in the room. He will heal himself for 3, so he's back up to a full 9 health. And he rolls twice and takes the worst because of the muddle. We are down 1 here, so first roll is a plus, and second roll, so that does 4 damage, and I have fallen. It's the luck of the roll. The luck of the roll is always the key factor for this game. Kind of like the luck of the pull from the modifier deck in Gloomhaven, or like regular Gloomhaven, or basically any other game that involves dice. They either go your way and you do wonderful, or they fail you at every single turn and you find yourself falling on the ground, being covered and eaten alive by giant rats, one that has pustules all over it, the other that is strictly a rat. But we did kill the butterfly thing, so that is a shtick right there. Guys, let me know what you think of buttons and bugs down in the comment section below. Have you gotten to pest control? What are some of your strategies that you did maybe for going through this? Again, I'm going to play this a few more times. I think I know a better way to do this now. Maybe I won't use Dig Pit and Lumbering Bash in order to be able to do some extra damage. I might switch it out with something else to do a little bit better of an attack of sorts. And then just, who knows? I don't even know. Maybe Venomous Fang is not the best thing for me right now. Yeah, you know, I realize right now I could have used the button shield in order to block that last damage and survive, but honestly, I was just delaying the inevitable and delaying my doom anyway, because they were both now at full health. He was going to come up upon me and gnaw me to death. It would have been bad regardless of anything. So you win some, you lose some, you move on to the next thing. Speaking of which, in the next episode, we will be moving on to the next, scenario, which I believe is scenario 8, and that will give us level 3, along with some interesting special rules for that particular scenario. So it's more than just going in and beating the crud out of things. We got to actually have a little bit more strategy in terms of where we move around on the board, what it is that we do, and then of course just how we're going to be interacting with the board itself. And I think that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun one to do. So thank you all again. I hope you're enjoying these playthroughs of Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. I'm enjoying playing them for you guys. Let me know again what you think down in the comment section below. And in order not to miss any future Gloomhaven action, whether it be Buttons and Bugs, regular Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, the video game, the board game, doesn't really matter. Be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. If you wish to support the channel even further, there are ways to do that in the description section below. Otherwise, that, as I always say, your view, your likes, your comments, your shares, all of that wonderful, amazing interaction goes a long way to helping the channel. Thank you all again. You have been amazing. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. Just maybe next time call a real exterminator to get rid of things rather than some random guy that happened to fall into your arena. I don't know. We may work for cheap, but I'm sure that there's better ways to do it out there. Any case, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.